So I think for the second part, I think we'll go through generally the overview and sort of the processes of and also the changes that are for the business migration program as of 2021. I think Anthony, you will just explain to them the general processes.
All right. So one thing that's very, very attractive for a lot of our investors is that it's really about the one applicant, and it's the one applicant for the visa for the whole family. Okay. Why is this important? Is because this will allow your partner to come to Australia and your children to come to Australia. And there is also an opportunity for your children who are still adults, under the age of 23, who are still dependent on you. Okay. So this is just one application for the visas for the whole family.
Mm.
So the first step would be getting the state nomination, which we call it the state level. So you would tell us, Anthony, I want to go to Western Australia, or I want to go to Victoria. Okay. We will need to see the criteria for that state and develop a business plan and demonstrate to them the benefits of having you as an applicant of being in that state. Okay, whether you're a developer in wholesale, these things is where we work together. Once we can prove your business acumen and also your reasons for choosing that state, we are then able to get an interview with the state officer. And once we have that nomination from that state, we can then move towards the visa application, because the state has now nominated you to the Department of Immigration by inviting you to apply for a visa. And that's what we call as the Commonwealth level. From there, that is where we need to demonstrate your financials, your management skills, your overall successful business career. This will mean that we need to demonstrate your turnover, the net assets, and also the source of funds. Now, the source of funds is very important, and I'll discuss that a little bit later in the flow chart for you to understand. But these are the two main steps that you need to achieve. So this is the flow chart that I was mentioning before. So you can understand how it works, you're the applicant, which is highlighted in the yellow. Okay, you choose an appointed immigration advisor. From there, in step 2, you collate and prepare all your supporting evidence, such as the turnover documents, such as your assets. Okay, but step 3 is a source of funds and your nominated funds. The reason why this nominated funds is very critical, and a lot of people don't know this. Let's just say the 188C visa, and you have to invest $5 million, right? And you say to me, Anthony, here is my $5 million. And these $5 million came from my project that I did in 2020. Okay? We have that $5 million there. But what happens if you use that $5 million during the time of application, and then you have a new $5 million and you wish to use that, but you cannot prove to me where that $5 million has come from? Okay, so these nominated funds is very crucial. You need to make sure that you can demonstrate that the funds, where they come from, and these are still the same funds. Okay, do not nominate funds, use that funds, have more funds from somewhere else, and you cannot prove it because it will not work.
Yeah, I think generally our clients, we have a tendency to tell them to obviously leave the funds in the account once they've been nominated, and do not touch them until the time of visa, because obviously if they use it during this period of time, we will have to prove the receipts, bank statements, and everything that comes about in terms of proving the funds.
That's it. So, these are the things that we do to make sure that we cover the bases. Okay. And once there, we ask you to obviously come over here and visit and see and research the industry which you like to do. You will tell us, we are in the export industry, or I like to be in the manufacturing industry. From there, we can connect you to the right people. Okay. Step 5, do your business and relocation plan. This will involve understanding your business structures, your company structures, but also your relocation plans, where you might send your children here first to study. A majority of our clients send their children here nice and early so that they can establish their education, a property to live in, but also to understand the education requirements here before going to university. Okay. So once there's an application for the state nomination and then a visa application afterwards, and roughly after about a year or two will be the visa grant. Okay.
Okay, I just want to run through obviously the 2021 changes to business migration. As of 2021 July, the Department of Immigration and the states have worked together to sort of minimize the business migration amount of programs because of obviously certain visas such as the PIV, the 132. So they're reducing the programs to about 4 pathways. Traditionally now it's just going to be the 188s. Okay. More allocated places for obviously business migration. They've increased the amount to 13,500. They've increased the turnover and asset requirements for clients applying for visas as well. The 188C PIB investor visa, which is the one with Austrade, and also the 132 streams are officially closing. So Austrade obviously has cut back and they're actually not accepting nominations as of this time. 188 visa holders applying for the 888 now have a 3-year requirement instead of the traditional 4, and also an extension of the provisional section on the 188 from 4 to 5 years. So now when you do receive your 188 visa, it is now a 5-year visa. The 188B designated investment visa, which is actually quite a popular stream, has been taking a hit lately because the treasury bonds in each state has actually been accruing negative interest. So what happens is because of that, the immigration is working to change that investment criteria to a designated fund.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're saying that they're not offering the 2%?
Yeah, because obviously the bonds are going negative after CPI. That
Wow. Okay.
that investing in treasury bonds isn't actually becoming a valid investment anymore.
Okay.
Lastly, we'll talk about the changes that are obviously coming from each separate state, which was just recently announced. Application from New South Wales, which is Sydney, has not changed. It has now changed to online. Sorry for the misspelling. And Business and Skilled Migration Queensland has closed their program as of the 24th of February. Funny enough, we did get a couple of nominations in before that time.
They only opened, I think, since January.
Yeah, so they were open for a month and a bit.
Yeah, very quick.
Austrade has ceased all PIB nominations because the PIB program is officially closing in July. They've already ceased invites. So obviously, if your client is looking for the PIB, this isn't a thing you can get nominated for anymore.
So after July, right?
Yeah, but the Austrade has just stopped it now.
Oh, you mean Austrade, yeah.
Yeah, so Austrade that's not giving out nominations means obviously we can't apply for the visa.
Correct. Yeah.
States are assessing investment criteria for the 188B and 188C to suit funds in respective states. So they're sort of looking at more, instead of investing, they want your allocated funds for the 188C, which is like, you know, your sort of risk management funds, or your balance funds. They want those funds to have assets in the nominated state that you're going for. So let's say you're in WA, they want that funds to majorly invest in WA.
Correct.
So you should be choosing ones that majorly invest in your state for the B in the future when it goes designated fund, and for the C for now. Okay. And the 122 state nominations is still open, but will close at any time prior to the 1st of July.
So just going back to that state requirements, so you're saying with the government bonds being removed and designated investments, and you do fund investments through a fund management, you need to make sure
that fund
is in the your nominated state.
Yeah, so that fund's investment is majority in your nominated state, or some portion of it is in your state, because you will have to disclose that to state nomination of how much is in that state. And then obviously state nomination will speak to you and say, no, we wish for you to change your fund. Then it's different.
Okay. That just happened a couple of days ago.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, okay. There you go. Learn something new every day.